I'm a soon-to-be graduate part-time working in an office and on my journey to become a full-time graphic design freelancer from scratch. I don't have any leads or some secret fan base. To recap, I launched my series where you get to watch my freelance journey in real time. Last video, I published my website that is still needing construction and printed out my business cards for networking purposes. Hello, welcome back. My name is Anya, and if you don't know who I am, I'm a graphic designer who's aspiring to be a content creator as well. Clearly, I think you can tell from the video, I'm documenting my journey to become a full-time freelancer. So last time we've seen each other, it was about 2 weeks ago. The past 2 weeks have been sort of difficult for me mentally, and I've been struggling a lot with perfectionism, and that's why I've been very slow. I definitely experienced some burnout already, which is not great, but I'm clearly here, I'm showing up, I'm here today. I'm going to talk about why creative burnouts could happen, why it happened to me this week, and what I did to get out of it. These methods always help me get back right on track. We're halfway through the month, which is insane. I mean, it's just like time is flying, and I think every month it's getting worse. The last week of June is my last commitment when it comes to university. So, of course, my mind has been really focused on school, unfortunately, even though I really would like to create more and invest more into this side hustle. But I think the first half of June was really just me trying to get it all together, try to get it done, really just finish off my university degree so that I can really hone in graphic design and continue this journey, especially in the summer. So the summer, I truly plan to fully have my focus on my freelance journey, and I hope that you guys will hold me accountable as well. But I also have to respect my own space, my own priorities in life. It's always about striking a balance. So I'm just happy that I'm here today. I'm showing up and keep this going. And I'm also just super excited. So I just honestly needed a bit of rejuvenation period to kind of get my creative juices going after such an intense writing period of doing my thesis. Alongside a burnout, it's also the acceptance that I only had the mental space to finish my thesis. And I'm still not finished yet, but I'm almost done. I'm on like the last chapter ever, and I'm so excited to get it done. I have to accept that it's never going to be an easy upward progression. This journey is going to look like this. There's always going to be ups and downs. What's important is the resilience that you have to pull yourself back up, not to keep yourself in the lows, right? Especially last weekend, I was really going through it mentally and physically. I didn't create anything. I didn't really engage on my social media. In last week's video, I said that I would be working on my website, but that really wasn't something that I wanted to do, if I'll be honest. And I just kind of recognized that I'm not going to force myself to create projects for my website, because that would easily lead me to burnout. And honestly, if I had done that, I think I wouldn't even show up to this camera today. I'm taking baby steps to get back into it. I was definitely experiencing creative burnouts. I was finding myself scrolling on social media and kind of wasting my time and watching Netflix, binge watching shows, reality TV, not anything that's like useful of my time at all. And I didn't go to the gym, which is a clear sign to me that I definitely wasn't careful of my physical and mental health. Pay attention to these signs and really take the time and meditate, journal perhaps, or reflect, take a walk on why you fell back into these old habits or you're not able to continue with your habits. Ask yourself what happened. In my case, like I said, I think it's just a matter of not making the space for my thesis and putting too much all at once, accepting that I don't have the capacity to be doing like 3, 4, 5 things at once. I have to be better with my time. And also, I think it was just a matter of not giving enough rest. And honestly, I haven't really been doing that. And I think that ultimately resulted in me like acting the way that I did last week, which wasn't really my best self. So once I recognized that, okay, I'm clearly in a burnout, I gave myself the time and made myself feel guilty for taking at least 2 to 3 days of not doing anything. I really gave myself that time, that rest to rejuvenate, and that allowed me to wake up today and do the things that I needed to do. So on Friday evening, which was yesterday, I did time blocking. I planned out my days in my calendar, and I highly, highly recommend that you do this, especially when you're doing something like a side hustle, such as freelancing on the side. Time blocking and organizing your days and weeks, ultimately organizing your life, gives such a clear, concise routine. And I think routine is just key to everything. You need routine to be able to do the actions and the necessary steps that you need to do in order to become a full-time freelancer or whatever goal it is that you have in your mind. Obviously, journaling. I did take the time to reflect, to journal, to meditate a little bit. I find that when you find yourself grabbing or reaching for your phone and it's the first thing that you do in the morning and you just kind of stay in your bed for 1 or 2 hours, the rest of the day is just really not productive. That first hour, what you do in the morning, is so important. Someone on Instagram asked me, how do I not procrastinate? And I honestly believe that knowing your body clock and your mind clock, I guess, I totally just made that up, how it works best for you, knowing what time in the day you are able to focus the most is so crucial, because that way you can set your calendar, block off that time for you to do the deep work so that you can continue or pursue your career goals. I also had just like a pick-me-up day, kind of like a day to cheer up my mood and really do the self-care that I needed to get back into my habits. So I did go for a run. It was really nice. I spent some time in nature as well, had some sun on my face, and it felt really good. And I think these small things that you do can really improve the quality of your day, motivate you to do the tasks that you're supposed to do. I actually haven't ran in 2 weeks. This was my first time running. It was a bit hard, of course. It's always hard when you go back into running after such a long break, because I try to go running quite as often as possible, and obviously I had a bit of a fallout with my habits, so it was a bit difficult, but it now my body feels really strong. It's also a good reminder like how fast you can bounce back, so you don't have to feel so bad for falling out of habit. And I went out to see a friend, so socializing is also a great way to have your friends keep you accountable and be able to express whatever it is that is on your mind that might keep you in a slump. Get the emotional support that you may receive from your friends, and it certainly helped me to just kind of get out of the house, be active in my daily routine again. And it was definitely something that I needed, so that when I came back, I went straight into it. I created something, and I was able to make a poster, actually, which I posted on my Instagram that you might have seen. Essentially, the thing that led to creative burnout was this pressure of trying to make the perfect brand identity project that I can post for my website portfolio. And I know that I still need to do that. I know that I need to finish my website, but forcing myself in a time when it was very intensive, such as writing this thesis that I explained earlier. When you're in the middle of a burnout, it's really important to go back into creating something that you love doing. So rather than having the pressure of creating something portfolio worthy, I just went back into creating posters, which I really love to do. And it's actually what my Instagram is mostly consists of. Doing the thing that I love and being creative and experimenting really got me out of the creative burnout, and I feel inspired again. The first thing I did was just like go through my design books or Pinterest and just kind of unleash my creativity. The poster that I designed was perfection, stress over success. I truly believe that perfectionism, which is something I suffer with a lot, clearly, because perfectionism ultimately led me to a creative burnout where I had the pressure to create something perfect for my portfolio and I wasn't able to do it. And yeah, it's stressful rather than successful. This poster was just kind of a reminder that being a perfectionist actually is not good, because it prevents me from actually creating. And I think that I need to embrace the imperfectionism. Is that a word? I hope it is. Actually, ironically, I've been really loving drawing stars in in an organic way and such an imperfect way. It kind of became like a brand of my whole channel channel or like my whole Instagram. It's like my user profile now. I just really love doing it. It's something so calming about it. A reminder that something that's imperfect can also look so fun and so fun to do. And it was just a reminder to myself that don't strive for perfectionism in your designs. What's important is actually just unleashing your creativity and doing the thing that you love to do, experimenting. It's okay if it's not perfect. It's still your work at the end of the day, and you're gonna be a better designer by doing something rather than having this pressure of like making everything perfect, because then you're not going to do anything. And that's really what happened with me. And this timing of like my thesis being due in 2 weeks is like horrible. So I really just need to recalibrate and refocus and plan accordingly what I have to do in order to keep up with this goal of mine, because I'm so determined. I'm determined more than ever to keep this going. And I hope that you, whoever is watching, is also really inspired to do the thing that you want to do as well, because this determination, I really want to share it with whoever's watching. I'm super happy that I was able to create something today and it was fun. I had so much fun doing it. And like, sometimes it's so easy to forget the fun in design. Design is something that should be fun, and like it's why I love it. It's why I strive to be a freelancer and like have this full time anyway. Yeah, so these are my posters. Maybe you saw on Instagram. Follow my Instagram if you'd like to see my updates there or more of my posters there. I really hope to go more into brand identity, and I hope that that's something that I can do after my thesis is done, after I graduate. Yes, I also want to celebrate the wins. Every time I make a video for this series, I want to end it with celebrating the wins, what I did this week that was great, or the steps that I took to progress in my journey, or any milestones that I achieved. First of all, 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in 1 week is so crazy. I honestly, like every day I like was just in disbelief. I'm so touched. Thank you so much for your amazing comments and your support. I'm just speechless, honestly. And the funny, crazy thing is that on my Instagram, I reached over 820, I think it's now 828 followers. And I know that's like super random to mention, but it's just like February, when I started this whole journey of like taking my graphic design more seriously and investing time and effort into my Instagram, which is where I started first, I took a screenshot of my Instagram. I think it was like 200 followers like at the time in February 2024. I took a screenshot and I went on Photoshop and I erased the number 200 something followers or 100 followers, I don't remember. And then I just wrote a random number like 826. And I have a screenshot I can literally show right now. This screenshot is the background of my iPhone. I guess you can say it's like kind of a vision board. This was like kind of to motivate me to keep going, that I will reach X amount of followers, and I chose 800 because it's very believable to me. I didn't want to put something that was like way out of line, because then I feel like it wouldn't motivate me. But I feel like 800 followers was just a perfect amount for it to be believable, but also such a big accomplishment for me. And I achieved it. I got over it. So now I have to update that screenshot. But yeah, and it's all thanks to you and your support. So I can't thank you enough. That'll be it from my side. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. Next week's video I'm really excited for, so I hope you stay tuned for that. And if you are not a subscriber, consider subscribing if you want to join this community where we help each other out. So I hope to see you soon.